That is absolutely not true, and I think it's disgusting.
If you've been watching Basketball Wives from the beginning, then you know the deep bond between Jennifer Williams and Evelyn Lozada. These two weren't just co-stars. They were more like sisters, always standing by each other through thick and thin. That tight friendship, however, eventually fell apart. Years ago, they had a huge public fallout. Then came a short-lived reconciliation filled with laughs, some playful shade, and a few appearances together. But now, everything has gone downhill again. And this time, Jennifer came prepared. She wasn't here for games, gossip, or drama. She came ready with proof, screenshots, and even legal backup. She's now taking things to court. And at the center of it all, a man named Christian. He seemed charming at first, a guy who appeared to be the perfect match. But Christian turned out to be a walking red flag.
The thing about me is I tell my story, and I've been telling my story. The convicted felon stuff is not breaking news to the internet. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but don't bring my kids in this. They poked the bear, now I'm up.
And what shocked fans even more was the possibility that Evelyn might have known about his shady ways from the beginning. So let's break down everything: the heartbreak, the betrayal, and the receipts. Jennifer met Christian through some mutual friends. At the time, she was searching for peace, stability, and maybe a chance to love again. Christian had that calm, confident energy. He talked about building wealth together, leaving a legacy, and finding spiritual alignment. He sounded like someone with purpose, someone ready to build a life with her. And Jennifer? She believed it. She genuinely thought she had found someone real. He wasn't famous. He didn't care about cameras, or so it seemed. He said all the right things. But people who were watching from the outside could already sense something wasn't right. Christian made big promises about business deals and investments.
So it was hard for me at first, but I was like, this is what I chose. And I have to man up and understand that no matter what I do, the age difference, no matter what I do, good or bad, right or wrong, people have something to say. You know what I'm saying?
He asked Jennifer to get involved with some financial projects, but every time she asked for details, he was vague. The plan sounded good on the surface, but something was off. Then Jennifer noticed money missing. Transfers were happening without her knowing. Some of her bank accounts were moving in ways she didn't authorize. She started getting warnings from people she trusted. They told her Christian might not be the person he claimed to be, but Jennifer was in love. She wanted to believe this man was different. Eventually, Jennifer shared the truth. I thought I was building a future. Turns out, I was funding a fraud. And that said it all. Christian had a pattern. This wasn't a one-time mistake. He had done this before. He had a history of charming women, talking about spirituality and purpose, only to use them for money behind the scenes. Jennifer wasn't the first. And sadly, she wouldn't be the last. But things took an even darker turn when Evelyn's name came up.
And so one thing I love about my relationship with Christian, we have respect for each other. Granted, we're gonna disagree about things, but the way you speak to someone, it is everlasting.
This is where everything got twisted. Jennifer was dealing with a financial mess. She was confused, hurt, and trying to figure out how this all happened. Then, she found out something that made her question her entire friendship with Evelyn. Turns out, Evelyn had known Christian long before Jennifer ever met him. That perfect, accidental meeting Jennifer thought she had with Christian? It wasn't so random after all. At first, Evelyn denied it. She said she barely knew the guy, that he was just someone she had seen once or twice. But Jennifer wasn't buying it. She started pulling out receipts. There were screenshots, DMs, and old tagged photos showing Evelyn and Christian hanging out together. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. These looked like group outings, personal hangouts, maybe even dates. Then rumors started flying. People began to whisper that Evelyn and Christian may have been involved before he ever came into Jennifer's life. Maybe it wasn't serious, but it was enough to make Jennifer question everything. If true, that would be a serious betrayal. Jennifer said she was shocked. Evelyn had never once mentioned anything about knowing Christian in that way. And now, with all this evidence out in the open, Evelyn's story didn't make sense anymore. Evelyn stuck to her version. She kept saying, "We weren't close. I barely knew him." But the internet doesn't forget. And the photos and messages said something very different. Jennifer wasn't just hurt by Christian. She felt abandoned by her friend. She had believed that Evelyn would always have her back. But now it seemed like Evelyn either kept secrets or possibly knew what Christian was doing all along. Jennifer realized this wasn't just about love or money. This was about trust and losing it. Now, let's get to the reunion special where everything exploded. Jennifer didn't show up trying to make peace. She came to speak her truth. And she came with evidence. She sat across from Evelyn and laid it all out, how she met Christian, what he said, how the money started disappearing. Then, she pulled out a text message that changed everything. It was from Christian, and in it, he claimed Evelyn knew about his behavior. Jennifer read that message out loud. The entire room went silent. Even the producers, who usually love stirring the pot, didn't know what to do. Evelyn tried to act like it didn't bother her. She rolled her eyes, called Jennifer dramatic, and said Jennifer was just bitter. But Jennifer wasn't backing down. And then she said the line that had everyone talking, "You let me burn in the same fire you already escaped." Silence. That one sentence said everything. This wasn't about fame or jealousy. Jennifer was sharing how deeply she had been hurt. She had been emotionally drained, financially robbed, and publicly embarrassed. And now, she believed that her friend could have helped but chose not to. Even viewers who weren't usually Team Jennifer had to respect her honesty in that moment. Evelyn stuck to her denial, but the damage was done. The receipts spoke louder than her words, and many of the cast members started to look at her differently. After the reunion aired, Jennifer's inbox filled with messages. Women from all over began sharing their own experiences with Christian. Some said he used the same spiritual talk, the same investment scams, the same manipulation. They trusted him, and he took advantage of them. And here's where it gets even wilder. Some of these women had connections to basketball wives. One former cast member even reached out. She told Jennifer that she warned Evelyn about Christian years ago. Right after that, she quietly left the show. No big goodbye. No final scene. Just gone. That made Jennifer wonder, if Evelyn had been warned, why did she say she knew nothing? Now, it didn't seem like Evelyn was just unaware. It looked like she might have known more than she let on. Jennifer pieced everything together. Christian had been doing this for years. And some people in her inner circle may have helped cover for him, or at the very least, chose to say nothing. Being played by a man is painful. But being betrayed by a friend? That cuts even deeper. So Jennifer said enough is enough. She decided to take legal action. She filed a case against Christian, accusing him of fraud, emotional abuse, and financial exploitation. And this time, she had more than just stories. She had proof. Jennifer showed documentation of money transfers, screenshots of texts where Christian made false promises, and even statements from witnesses who had seen what was happening firsthand. Once the legal case was mentioned, the atmosphere on set changed. Jackie Christie and Brooke Bailey, who had mostly stayed out of the drama, publicly took Jennifer's side. Even the network brought in lawyers to go over what could and couldn't be discussed on camera. This wasn't just TV drama anymore. This was real life. Finally, Evelyn spoke publicly. She said she never introduced Christian to Jennifer. She said Jennifer was simply lashing out, trying to hurt her after the breakup. Her defense? That she had nothing to do with it. But by then, it was too late. The audience had seen the receipts. Other women had shared their stories. Too many signs pointed to Evelyn knowing more than she admitted. Social media had a lot to say. Some fans defended Evelyn, but many stood with Jennifer. One person tweeted, "Evelyn been acting shady for years. Jennifer wouldn't bring receipts unless she had facts." Another posted, "Jennifer wasn't just scammed by a man. She was betrayed by a friend who watched it happen and said nothing." Then Jennifer left viewers with one final statement before the reunion ended. "I'm done protecting people who'd bury me to save face." Right after she said that, the network cut to commercial. But everyone watching knew that wasn't just another scene. That was the truth. Raw and painful. Now, fans are left wondering, did Evelyn really not know anything? Was Jennifer right to air everything out? And if you were in Jennifer's place, what would you have done? Let us know what you think in the comments below.